This is the review and unboxing of a portable monitor by Rockspace, and I will be giving away one unit. What's up everybody, my name is Sean, welcome to my tech channel. If this is the first time you're stopping by and you enjoy tech content like this, please consider subscribing. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for your continuous support. The company Rockspace reached out to me and wanted to know if I'll be interested in reviewing this brand new portable monitor that they are offering on Amazon. While I receive this unit for free, I will be unbiased when I give you my opinion about this device, and I will give you a final conclusion with the pros and cons at the end of the video. So before we open it up, let's go over some of the specs and features real quick. This is a 15.6 inch screen. You have a 178-degree viewing angle, both horizontally and vertically. So if a couple of you guys looking at the screen at the same time playing a game or working on a project, you're both gonna have a comfortable viewing angle. This is a 1920 by 1080, 16 by 9 aspect ratio, and it has 89% RGB color at 6500 temperature. It has a standard 3mm headphone jack. It has two small speakers, 1 watt each, and it has a mini HDMI as well as two full-featured USB Type-C ports. This is a 10-point touchscreen, but with an asterisk. The touch control is only compatible with Samsung and Huawei phones as well as laptops that has Thunderbolt 3. Ooh, this is nice. The foam is really thick all the way around to protect this this monitor. Gotta tell you, first impression, it seems like an iPad Pro. It is very solid. It has a bit of a weight to it. HDMI, USB-C, and another USB-C. So USB-A to C, USB-C to C, owner's manual. So it looks like if you write a review, you get some free stuff like a laptop bag or a keyboard. So you have all your 3 ports on this one side. On the other side, you have a headphone jack, your power button, and another dial with the plus or minus, that may be brightness. So it's very easy to open and set this up. You use the magnets in the back, and it would look just like this. You can use the provided USB-A to USB-C to power the monitor, and you would use the provided HDMI to mini HDMI to get the video signal. You can change the brightness. When you turn it on, it starts at 30%, and this is at 100%. The screen has a bit of a matte finish and look to it, which helps a little bit with the glare. Right now I have 2 strong LEDs shining at this table, and I have no problem viewing the screen. You have an HDR capable TV. Would you like to enable HDR? Yes. So I guess this is an HDR monitor. Now the brightness may not be at the level that will be considered HDR, but the system's recognizing this as being an HDR monitor, so that's great. So as you can see, the audio is not that loud. The speakers are only 1 watt each, and it has 2 of them. Now you gotta remember, this monitor is being powered with just a single USB cable, whether you hook it up to your laptop, your Mac, or a game console. So there's limitations in the amount of power it can get to be able to power the monitor as well as the speakers.
Hello? Sarah, honey, I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now.
Uncle Tommy?
So the first step is to just power the monitor. And the second one is the HDMI to send the video signal. The brightness by default is at 30%, so you can go ahead and turn that up. So you can go ahead, kind of compare the brightness side by side. This is the MacBook Pro. But there are 5 main features and information you need to know if you're thinking about upgrading. Number 1, water resistant. This can be useful when you're trying to do any kind of presentation that you have clients that they're sitting at the table, so they can actually follow along whatever presentation you have. That is one way you can use this. The other is you can also set it up as a dual monitor. So in this case, I can go to my display icon at the top and then change my option from mirror HDMI to use as separate display. Now I have extended my my workspace into an additional monitor. So as you can see, you can mirror the screen, you can use this as a separate display, or you can use this as a standalone display. So there's several uses for from this monitor. And the portability, I just cannot stress how slim and nice and portable this device is. Just take a look at it. It is almost as thin as a pencil. Let me see, do I have a pencil here? Here's a Sharpie to kind of put it to perspective. So it's thinner than a Sharpie. I mean, look at this. So it comes with a protector. You don't need to buy a separate case for this. And you can just toss this into your laptop bag, MacBook bag, or whatever else that you have. And the final question and test is, are you able to go ahead and mirror your iPhone or iOS devices into this panel? Now, I have a lightning connection on this end, and I need to be able to convert the lightning to the HDMI. This is not included in the packet, but if you want to achieve that, you gotta go ahead and get one of these adapters. You can get the Apple brand, it's about 50 bucks, or you can get some third-party brands for about 20 bucks off of Amazon, and I will drop the link in the description below. So let's go ahead, hook it up, and see what we get. We're gonna go ahead, connect the dongle to my iPhone. The HDMI goes on this end, and the micro or mini HDMI will go to the panel. Now, one thing to point is you're not going to be able to send power to the LCD panel with this alone, so you still need a source of power through USB-C to come to this unit. In this video, I will tell you all of that coming right up. What's up, everybody? My name is Sean. Welcome to my tech channel. So as you can see, it works. So that's pretty sweet. Let's wrap it up and talk about pros and cons. So we just had a chance to review some of the common ways for anybody be able to use this portable screen, whether you want to mirror your smartphone, whether you want to use it as a second display for your laptop, or just be super portable and just plug your PlayStation or Xbox to a wall and just pop this on top of it, and you're ready to go. So what do you guys think? Any other creative solutions you guys have? Comment down below. Let me know if you had this display, how would you use it? This right now sells on Amazon for 230 bucks. I may be able to get a discount code. If I do, check the description down below. But don't forget, I will also have a giveaway that will have the instruction at the end, so stay tuned for that. At the end of the day, is this worth the money? I'm gonna go ahead and review some of the pros and cons, and you can be the judge of that to see, based on your need, your usage, if it will make sense to buy this unit. I am absolutely very impressed, if you can tell, by the design and feel of this panel. It genuinely feels like an iPad Pro, especially with this smart type case that it has on it with very strong magnets. So the slim design, fantastic. I love the included cover, fantastic. I really like that you can also use the cover as a stand, which is another plus. I also really like the fact that with a simple USB-C connected to like a laptop, you'll be able to power the entire screen on. Also, the screen has a really nice matte finish. It's difficult to describe it, but it's flicker free and it gives you really solid solid image. Now, what are some of the things I didn't like about this? During the time I was using and testing this panel, I noticed the stand after a while started slipping a little bit. So I don't know if it was me banging on the table when I was testing the device, but you just want to be careful if you're gonna have this on a table. If you have it on the edge, I would hate for you to have an accident that this is gonna slip and slide and fall from your table. The other thing I didn't like in particular, and I wasn't a big fan of, are the controls that they have included down here. So right now you have some sort of slider with a plus or minus that you can control the brightness and the volume using the same button. You can push the button in and then it will switch to brightness. You can push it again, it will switch to the volume. I found that sometimes was a little bit tricky to use, so I wish would be to have two different switches for brightness and volume, and maybe even a mute button if on the fly you just want to push the button to just silence the monitor instead of having to slide it down from 100% to 0 or whatever. And then lastly, the speakers, obviously they're not that strong. It has two 1-watt speaker. If you can see, this is the slide I was telling you about. So the top part is sliding a little bit. So we start it like this and it starts going down a little bit. So I don't know what's causing it. Maybe I haven't set this up right, but just something to be mindful of. The giveaway is really simple. You need to make sure you have subscribed, turn on the notifications, so if you are the winner and I respond and reply to your comments, I want to make sure you get my message so you can respond back and get your device. Number 3, you need to comment in the comment section and let me know if you win one, how are you going to use it and why do you want to win this? And at last, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.